In my studio right now, I am going to have the good fortune to speak to a gentleman who's part of really our valley's history. There is a place in the valley called Benelli Ranch Stadium. Do you know it? Oh, I bet you do. In the studio with me right now is Doug Bonelli. Welcome, sir, to AM 1220 KHTS.
Well, thank you, T.
Okay, so Benelli Ranch Stadium. I've lived here for 20 years, and I know this location. I drive past it all the time, but I never knew the history. Can you tell me a little bit about the history?
Well, yes. My grandfather bought that about 1937 after a big flood, and then my father has stories about the mucking the house out and getting it all cleaned up. And after that, they ran the rodeos there for, 10 or 15 years. You can find them on YouTube. They're actually really fun to watch to see what cowboys were like back in the 30s.
Oh, this is very wonderful because when I first moved out here and I drove around the valley, I thought, it looks like every Western film I ever watched as a kid. Oh, wait a minute. Almost every Western film I ever watched as a kid was filmed here.
Yeah.
So the rodeos were held at this place?
Yeah.
And then
it converted to a racetrack. And then for 20, 30, 40 years, they held a variety of races. It was paved at one time. Then they tore the asphalt out and made a slick dirt track. They put the asphalt back in. And then about 1996, we had to quit doing that because of the danger in the stadium.
Right. So this is, from what I understand, after 56 years, the races went silent.
Yeah.
And now the property, it's still a family business. That property is still a family place, right?
Yes, it is. After my dad and uncles ran it up until about 1996, and then one of my cousins took over, and he ran it up until about 6 or 7 years ago. Then I took over management, and currently my wife and I run it.
Okay, it's a very exciting thing you do there. Tell me what the current business is at the old Benelli Ranch Stadium.
It's a swap meet.
The swap meet.
It's a swap meet, and every Sunday, Tuesday, and Saturday, hundreds and hundreds of vendors come in and set up tents, lay out their wares, and then thousands upon thousands of shoppers come in and buy it. Everything under the sun. You name it.
It's like going to a great big treasure chest, isn't it? You go
Yes.
and there's things there, like, one person will say, oh, well, maybe I don't want this anymore. My grandmother, my aunt, or I had this. And so you go and you think, oh my gosh, look at that treasure. That's the thing I want to take home. It's really like having a big jewel chest.
Yes, it is.
I think that's very fun.
Yeah, just Sunday, there was a big brass lamp I wanted to buy for my house. Stepped over, pulled it up, and somebody else said, no, I already bought that.
Oh!
$2.
So it becomes like a treasure hunt along with that treasure chest.
Yes, it is.
What do you like about the business, Doug?
I like all the people.
Yeah?
Yeah, there's such a variety. There's so many, and they come from all over the world. And the vendors who come in, they come in at 5 o'clock in the morning, work really hard with their children, setting up their canopies, laying out their wares.
Now, some of them have been there for a long time, right? In addition to the same shoppers that come in, you've had a lot of the same vendors.
Yes,
You have a
20,
long
25
history.
years, 30 years.
Wow. Some people, even in their own families, they don't have that kind of relationship. That's pretty good testimony to your ability to work with people, sir.
Yeah, and the vendors, they all have their own relationships with each other, neighborhoods in the swap meet.
Now, what kind of things? Let's say someone's never been. Say this person listening to me right now goes, oh, I drive past it all the time. I have not been. What can they expect? What will they find there?
Well, everything under the sun. You walk in the gate and there's Joe selling plants. You go to the next stop and Al's selling mortgages. And the next stop, Linda's selling jewelry. The next stop, the tiki guy we call him, I can't really remember his name, has...
Everybody needs tiki things.
Yeah, everybody needs tiki things, and the incense
Good
lady.
to know where to find them.
Yeah.
So vendors with clothes, shoes, furniture, cosmetics, household items, electronics, movies, music, tools, fountains. The fact that you have tiki things, that's actually very fun. And what if I'm hungry? What if I get there, because shopping, I don't know about anybody else, but it makes me very, very hungry.
Food trucks.
What?
A variety of food trucks. Mexican, a lot of Mexicans. Got hamburgers sometimes, pizzas sometimes, fruit, a lot of fruit places. And beer, if you want to drink a beer. Big screen TV, the football games go on.
What? So I can drag my husband along even if he tells me there's a game on? There's no excuse, is there, Doug? He should go.
Not at all. He should be at the swap meet on Sunday.
Now, what about other forms of entertainment? You know, while I may or may not like, I'm not going to give up my secrets, whether I do or do not like sports and football. What if I want some other kind of entertainment? Do you offer other entertainment?
Every Sunday we have live music. We bring in a variety of bands, mostly local.
This is very nice.
Yeah.
So now the place, the Saugus Swap Meet, it's located on Soledad. You have the parking's pretty good, right?
With lots of parking.
Lots of parking?
Yeah, you can park in the metro parking lot and come in one side, and then we have an even larger parking lot on the property. We call it the main gate.
The main gate.
Yes.
All right, now let me ask another question. If someone wants to learn a little bit more about the swap meet, or they now know they can find almost every possible treasure under the sun.
Yes.
They know they have entertainment.
Yes.
They know they have food. They know they have good parking. Is there anything else that you can think of for the uninitiated? Because you've been there a very long time. There's no excuse. Someone should not know where you are and what you do. But what if there's is there anything else that what could you think of?
Well, everybody is welcome to come out and have a garage sale and sell all the one man's junk is another man's treasure.
Always.
Clean out your garage. Come on down. Rent a spot.
So if I'm not a vendor and I just have a bunch of stuff that I'm staring, because I am that person, I've got a bunch of stuff in my garage that I'm staring at going, I don't really know what to do with this. I can load it up and I can bring it over?
That's what everybody does. Hundreds of people every Sunday.
Oh. Wear your sunblock. I would imagine that would probably be good advice.
Sunblock's a good advice, except yesterday when it rained.
Oh, you had a little rain, but
Yeah.
Nobody minded, did they? Because when you're treasure hunting, do they care?
Well, there's a lot fewer vendors and a lot fewer shoppers, but the community came out.
Probably better for the buyer.
Yes.
Probably a lot better for the buyer. Not as much
Yes.
competition, right?
Yeah, more friendly. Very friendly yesterday.
All right, so the Benelli Ranch Stadium, which you may not have known the history, but it was a ranch, and you guys got it in 1937.
Yes.
That's very exciting. It's one of our historical landmarks. You know, as far as I'm concerned, it's been there long enough, and you've been operating, since that time. That's pretty amazing. Now, how many people is the Benelli family a big family? If we go, are we going to be able to wave at the various family members?
Unfortunately, not many of us live in the valley anymore.
Yeah.
I personally live north of Sacramento and manage from there. I've got a cousin or two that still live here in town and some nephews. But over the years, the family's spread out from Switzerland to Arizona to Washington.
Wow. But it's a long history, but this is where your heart is, at the Saugus Swap Meet on Soledad.
Yes, I love it there.
The old Benelli Ranch Stadium. I love that. I love that name. I think I need that on a T-shirt.
You need to watch the YouTubes.
Yes, need to watch the YouTubes. Now, where do we go again to find that on YouTube?
I just searched
Just
it.
Google it. Just go
Google
in,
it.
and you can put in Benelli Ranch Stadium, or
That's how I found it.
That's very cool, very neat. Doug Bonelli, thank you so much for being a part of the show today to tell us more about the history of Santa Clarita Swap Meet, which is located on the old Benelli Ranch Stadium on Soledad.
Thank you
very
very
cool.
much, T and KHTS Radio.
Thank you so much.